Okay, now I want to show you the edge function and the contour function. So I've already adjusted this code to run this image of the culvert. You can see this soil erosion patterns here. And let's work with the edge function. So the first thing that we have to know that edge function works with binary images. So it turns your image into a binary output. Edge, we can use bscan. And we have to choose the method. For example, pruit or canny. For example, actually, canny is one of the methods. And it's the name of this guy who wrote this book. So this is your logical array. As you know, the black and white image is a logical array because it's either 0, it's black, or it's 1, or it's white. That's exactly how it is with an edge function, with an image passed to the edge function. And the third one can be your threshold. Threshold is from 0 to 1. It's very sensitive to double decimal. For example, we can use 1.1. And then we pass the image to the image sc function. Let's see what happens. Okay, there are a few things wrong. First of all, I forgot to put figure here. Let's do it again. Okay, first of all, the color is not what we intended it to be. Second of all, these values are in pixels, and we want to change them to space domain. So we have to do exactly what we did here. We have to determine the Rx and R, the range and cross range. So we have cross range, range, and the black and white edge photo. Okay, we don't need to transpose. Now you can see this is the culvert, right? But we're seeing it here. We're seeing a stretch, we're seeing it in the wrong depth because all of this is fake information. So I have to change the X limit and the Y limits, but I already determined them here. So why should I have to do it again? Because we use the figure syntax. So everything is reset again. We have to determine them again. So this should work now. Okay, now we can see the culvert, and we can see the soil erosion, the delaminations between the layers. But the color is quite funny. We don't want it to be like this. So what should we do? We have to somehow change it. So here you can also work with the color map. For example, let's see what happens now. We can also change the color map to gray. Now it is better. Now, this is the way we intended it to be. But how about we change background and foreground? How about we flip it? This one, the edge function should be black and the background should be white. One way to do it is another syntax I forgot to mention earlier. So I black and white equals IM complement I black and white. So this one changes background with foreground. Now it's better. Now let's play with the threshold value, make it a little higher so it detects less edges. Okay, this is great for just showing the color. Now 0.6. Now we can go very sensitive. Okay, now we can see everything. maybe we can try another one. Okay, we see a lot of features here. Let's go back to Kenny. Also, this threshold is the maximum threshold if you give it one value. If you give it a double value, like an array, you're actually determining the minimum and the maximum. So either way, you're good. You can do it either way. Also, we can pass a second input here. You can call it threshold or whatever. It will give you the threshold. So we have a semicolon, so we can't see it. Let's just type it here so we can see it again. Or we can type it in the live function. So what is thresh? So this is your low threshold, this is your high threshold. And if you leave the semicolon on, and there should be something between them. So either semicolon or there should be just a normal comma. Okay, now you can see the threshold. So now let's move on to the contour function. Now, let's see. Okay, let's not forget to use figure again. Use contour exactly like image SC or X or scan. Okay, again, we have to fix X limit and Y limit, of course. Statement is incomplete. Oh, yes, it is. All right, but the image is reversed. Again, we have a solution. Axis handle, Y direction, reverse. So now you can see it. There's also another function called contour F. Now you can see the field contours. Also, this one also has a color map. And also change the color map like this. Either way. Also, we can determine the number of the height vectors. Let's go back to contour. You can see less features. You can see different features. You can pass two inputs here so you can get the handles. So H1 is the information of each of these, is the X and Y data, the vector of each contour point, which is a little advanced, and we won't talk about it. You can see the line color, the line width, and you can change them with dot indexing. For example, H2 is the contour property. For example, you can use H2 dot level step, level text, X data, Y data. You can change a lot of stuff here using dot indexing into the handle. So these are the functions that you'll be using for your image processing.